name is Phil Desilva. I'm originally from Massachusetts. I lived in Europe for about 10 years, specifically Portugal. And I've been in New Jersey for the past 12 years, just about.
Nice.
Moved around a little bit in Jersey. Currently out in like the Bridgewater area now. Like 40 minutes from the track, which is kind of perfect, to be honest.
Yeah.
But,
all right. So, what are you driving today?
So, 2007 Corvette, the C6 LS2. It was stock up until this off season. So, I did some upgrades, like clutch upgrades, cam, like some cylinder head stuff. Currently making 480 horsepower. The exhaust sound is kind of ridiculous. I got a Concept 841 exhaust system on there. Sitting on stage wheels, roll cage, all the safety bits that we need for what we're doing out here today. But the rest, Corvettes come pretty race car out of the factory, so it doesn't require too much to them.
Okay.
So the rest of the powertrain, drivetrain is all pretty much stock. And yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Knock on wood.
Yeah. So why a Corvette? Why that?
So my goal was to enter competitions as soon as I could, and instead of trying to get into like a Z or BMW and then later on have to do a motor swap or get more power, something like that, I kind of took a different approach where first I got on a sim, got my bases down there, then I took a few classes, and after doing that, I wanted to jump into something with a little bit more power, something I could build with or grow with pretty quickly. Yeah. And the Corvette really fit that build.
Nice.
And they make enough power. They're pretty lightweight.
Straight out of the box, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of aftermarket support for them, which is a big deal for these cars.
Okay.
And honestly, if it wasn't for this, the next option would be a Mustang.
Oh, okay.
Because
so you like American cars?
It was more so just coming with a V8 out of the factory, so therefore you don't have to worry about like turbo setup, heat management, just simpler, easy, less stuff to break. And for what I'm doing, it's more than enough power.
Nice.
And eventually, if I want to go to a higher level of competition or something like that, nitrous superchargers, there's all the like availability for those kind of things for this car.
Nice.
So it's all off the shelf too, which is kind of wild.
So speaking of events, what are you doing here today? What event are you at?
So we're at the Englishtown Gambler, and we're competing. It's a 235 series, so we're all running the same size tire, basically.
Nice.
So it's like a level playing field, relatively stock, lower horsepower cars. Right. You don't have to show up 600-700 horsepower because it'd be completely useless out here. Yeah. So it's kind of a nice blend where you have like your grassroots and some of the pros still come out to it. Not good to make it far in the competition, but great for learning and like knowing what you're up against, to be honest. And it's like not every day you can come to a competition and be driving with pro drivers like right away, right? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And humbling. Very humbling.
What are your goals in the future for this car?
As of now, I don't plan on doing any more modifications, maybe some like weight reduction, maybe some carbon fiber panels or something like that. Okay. But I'm pretty happy where it is right now, and for what I'm doing, it's more than enough. Okay. So it's one of those things, like I don't want to modify too much, so then where I run into issues with reliability or consumables start getting outrageously expensive. So if I were to do anything, maybe more power in the future or like a quick change in the dog box, but that's maybe a year or two down the road if I'm going to a higher level competition.
How hard is it to drive this car?
I don't have too good a frame of reference since I only drove a couple Z's up until today.
Would you rather have this or a Z?
This all day long, Again, for consumables, it's a little worse because, you have more power, you can drive a little faster, have more wheel speed, so you burn a little bit more tire. However, the car's been pretty solid.
Do you have any advice for anybody that's wants to get into drifting or into any competition in the future or stuff like that? From you starting out, from where you started to now where you are, I know you haven't done so many years, but do you have any advice to anybody?
The number one thing I would suggest and recommend, other than buying a sim, which everybody says, is take lessons, because it costs a lot of money to run these cars, to practice, to do all that stuff. So if you can cut your learning time down by paying an instructor on the long haul, it's going to save you a lot of money in the future. So there's Chris Knapp here at Englishtown.
East Coast Drift School for everybody
exactly.
out there. Yeah.
He'll give you all the help you need. Also, Reese Marin, FD judge.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody's watched more drifting than him, I doubt it, you know? So he's great. He'll help you with car setup as well.
Nice.
He runs school out of
PA.
yeah,
Evergreen.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Correct. Drift Evergreen, I believe his name. So he actually traveled here a couple times for me as well, too. So,
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So I took a couple lessons from him over there and then a couple here. And
With this car?
yes,
Okay.
so a couple with his school cars and then twice now with my car.
What car?
So it's a huge help, and like you're jumping a lot ahead on when like you're learning curve and all the steps instead of trying to figure out on your own.
Nice,
So-
nice. Yeah. But I appreciate the time that it takes for you to do this interview. Your boy is telling us we got to wrap it up because you got a driver's meeting to go to. But I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Good
Thank you
luck
so much.
from Haunted Moves. I know you were ripping in there in the stadium. You were good. So I have much hopes for you to
Appreciate it.
compete
Thank
this
you.
year. All right. Thank you.
Hopefully it goes well. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.